Hey everybody, it's Ellen from Approach. Welcome to our free conversation classes. You're here with us on YouTube and I'm so happy. And I would love if you could join us on Zoom. When you join us on Zoom, you can participate with us and practice your English, though YouTube is always helpful in our spare time. We would love to have you join. We have links for you on our website. We have a QR code for you here. Please, let's join on Zoom if you're on YouTube. I would love to see you and talk with you. Today, we're going to talk about animal ethics. This is an advanced conversation class, and so I love animals and I wanted to go beyond just basic language with animals, but advanced language about animal ethics, endangered animals, animal rights, veganism, many topics that we can talk about today. So we're going to start bringing our friends in from Zoom in a moment. And so I'm going to actually take a seat on the couch and we will all join together and start chatting. Thank you guys. Let's join. Okay. Okay. Excuse me. All right. It is Wednesday, February 12th. Okay. Amazing. Amazing. Everybody can hear me okay?
Yes.
Awesome. Hello. How are we doing today?
Yeah, it's fine. Thank you. How is it going?
Amazing. And where are we coming from? Where are we joining from today? I'm joining us from Boston. Where are you joining from?
I'm joining from Bogota.
Bogota? Wow.
Bogota.
Morocco, amazing. Wow. Anybody else? Oksana, where are you from?
Originally, I am from Ukraine, but currently I am staying in the UK. A small village, Tadworth, near London.
Very nice, very nice. At Approach, we have a teacher from Ukraine, and it's amazing.
Good evening, Miss.
Good evening, Malcolm. How are you?
I'm fine.
Awesome. Okay, so my friends, I'm so glad you guys are here today. As you know, we have classes here on Zoom, and we also stream this class on YouTube. So if you ever want to see this class again, you can watch and join live on YouTube. If you're not able to join one day on Zoom, but you can listen on YouTube, that's an option as well. And so we do have a QR code here for those of you that would love to join and have the link and talk with us again. We would love to have you here. So that's amazing. Amazing. Thank you all. Sorry, it's a time for people being sick in February. My throat is just a little dry today. So how are we doing today? We're good? It's Wednesday, February 12th. It's almost Valentine's Day.
We are good. We are fine, Miss. We are right.
Amazing.
Give that thanks away this morning.
Thank you. Amazing. And so today, my friends, something that I want to talk about is animal ethics. Now, when I say animal ethics, what do I mean? We will talk about that. What is animal ethics? What are ethics? And really what I would like to talk about is animal rights and related to endangerment of animals, testing on animals. There's a lot of things we could talk about with animal ethics. And so something that really affects us every day is the treatment of animals or the habitats of animals in the world. And so we know that when these animal rights are violated, it can cause a lot of problems in the world, in the community. We can talk about things like vegetarianism, veganism with this topic. There's a lot of things going on with animal ethics. First of all, I wanted to ask you guys in general about some animals. Like, do you have a favorite animal? Do you have any pets? I wanted to ask about your personal experience with animals.
Me have a cat. I have a cat adopted.
Nice. Amazing. Thank you, Malcolm. Anybody else? What's your favorite animal, or do you have any pets? Diego, go ahead.
Hi, teacher.
Hello.
My favorite pet is a dog.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, have a dog and two birds.
Nice. Very nice. And what's your dog's name?
Anna.
Oh, I love that. That's so nice. Awesome.
Yes, I helped them to born.
Oh, wow. So you've known them from the beginning.
Yeah.
Wow.
She's daughter from the other dog.
Uh-huh. Wow, that's so nice, Diego. Thank you. I'm glad. Does anybody else have any pets?
In my case, I have two dogs and one cat. And my favorite animal, I love the felines, cats, tigers, lions, jaguars, and I love the elephants and giraffes.
Wow. That's amazing. You're so passionate about animals. I love that. I love cats. I am a cat lover. I love dogs too, but I have two cats and I love cats so much.
Me too, teacher. I love cats.
Miss, I don't like elephant.
You don't like elephants, Malcolm? They're big.
No, I don't like elephant. I don't like lion. I don't like the animal.
They can be scary for some people. Yeah. Hafalina, you can share.
Hello.
Hello.
Well, I don't have any pets, but I like birds, like dogs, and also maybe toucan.
Ooh.
And yeah, but I don't have none of them.
No.
Of course. Yeah.
Nice. Thank you so much. Meg, you can share.
I love so much all animal, but my favorite is dog and the cat. I have one dog and one cat. I love so much.
Oh, I love that. That's amazing. Thank you, Meg. Anybody else? I saw that in FTIDA, you said in Indonesia, cats are the most common pet. Wow, that's amazing. That's so cool. Vanessa.
Hi, teacher.
Hello.
I'm cat lover too. I have two cats, and I love animals in general. But I would say that my favorite animal is the goat. I don't know the correct pronunciation.
The goat?
Yeah.
Goat. Uh-huh.
I don't know, but I feel that they are very funny.
They are.
And I really, yeah, they are.
Have you ever seen goat yoga? Something that we have in the US sometimes is yoga, like the fitness, meditation workout, but with goats, sometimes baby goats, which is even cuter, but goats in yoga. Very interesting. Thank you. Would anybody else like to share? What is your favorite animal? Do you have any pets?
I cannot say that I have some preference. I like cats and I like dogs and some other animals. In Ukraine, we live in private house and we had a lot of animals outside. But now, as I live in a host family, and in our house we have 3 dogs.
Wow.
Esophageal dogs.
That's
Yeah.
a lot of
This
dogs.
one of-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
They all hear me and listen English.
I love that. That's so funny. Animals can be some of our best friends, that's for sure. In English, we say dog is a man's best friend. I also think cat is a woman's best friend, maybe. But definitely. Thank you guys. That's so awesome. Would anybody else like to share? Okay, no worries. I wanted to ask you guys about some vocabulary before we talk about animal ethics in general here. First, I have some questions. My first question says, what is ethics? Can anybody explain to me what is ethics?
The rights for their welfare.
Ooh, rights and welfare. That's amazing.
Respect for each other.
Respect for each other.
Loving one another.
Loving one another.
The correct behavior.
The correct behavior. I mean,
I think ethic is like a set of some rules, moral principles.
Moral principles. Amina, would you like to share?
Education of animals.
Very nice. Education. So ethics is definitely many of those things together. We have where we need to do the right thing. Everybody's idea, what is the right thing, can be different. But there are some things that almost all humans agree on is the right thing to do. What is good, what is bad. Something that is ethical is fair. So it's about many things. Now, I want to focus on animal ethics. What do you know already? Do you know anything related to animal ethics? Any topics? What can you think of for animal ethics? So, for example, one thing that we will discuss today is for medical testing. When we do testing of pharmaceutical medicine, or even the beauty industry, testing on animals. And so that's one thing we will talk about. What else can you think of related to animal ethics?
Husbandry.
I'm sorry, one more time.
Husbandry.
Husbandry.
About how.
Can you explain for everybody what is husbandry?
About how animal being fed or being caged.
So is the animal being well taken care of? Is the animal in a good size cage or some kind of, not really a cage, maybe a barn or a stall? Is the animal being fed well? Does the animal have, for example, like enrichment activities? It's not just sitting bored all day. Definitely. So let's talk about some vocabulary. Thank you so much. Let's talk about some vocabulary. Now, I have a lot of words here and they're a little small. I'm sorry about that, but we will review all of them. The first word I have here says ethics. And ethics are moral principles that govern behavior. So moral principles. Moral is the word you want to use here. Values that decide how you act. Rights. What are rights? We have human rights. We have civil rights. We have animal rights. Legal, social, or ethical principles of freedom or entitlement. we have the word captivity. Have you heard this word before, captivity? Do we know what is captivity if you've heard this word before?
Yes,
It will come like activity.
Captivity. Diego, you can go ahead.
yes, it's like put the animals in jail, like
Yeah,
something like,
that's a good way of
no,
describing it, like similar to putting the animals in jail. Here, the state of being kept in confinement. So, confinement is similar to the idea of jail, where you are stuck and you cannot leave a place. And so, an animal in a captivity, for example, is like an animal in a zoo where they cannot be free and wild. We have the word here, conservation. What is conservation? Conservation.
I don't know very good, but I think conservation is when the people or a person protect anything else, for example, any animals or persons.
Yeah, great job, Luan. Thank you. So here the big definition, but we can always adjust it. The protection and preservation of natural environments and species. So we want to conserve the animals, the environment, conserve water, to save, to keep. Protection. And then we have two words that are related here at the end. We have extinction and endangered. First, what is extinction? If an animal is extinct, what does that mean?
Not exist anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you both. The animal does not exist anymore. The animal, the last animal of this species or organism has died, sadly. What is endangered?
When the number is already limited.
Sometimes like the animal in danger. Sometimes.
It can be.
Sometimes they in danger and them are run from the danger because that no one get catch.
Thank you, Malcolm. Tita, you can go ahead.
Endangered can mean when animals decrease in number.
Yes.
Massively.
Definitely. Thank you both. So endangered, it says a species at risk of extinction. It is lower in numbers, and it's something that we need to watch for. We don't want endangered to become extinct. We want them to become not endangered. If there was a better word, I wish there was. So that's some of the vocabulary that you might see in these kinds of conversations about ethics with animals. So I have a couple questions for you. My first question, and this is your opinion, and that's okay. We respect everybody's opinion. Should animals have rights similar to humans? Why or why not? I want to hear your opinion. Do you think should animals have the same rights as humans?
No, me not think so.
Why?
Yeah, me not think so. Because if they have the right, why they have to have the right, they are human. Not think so, because if they have the right, they are human. Sometimes they will have both, they will have both far, and something might be happen to them, and them don't know say the animal in a danger sometimes.
Thank you, Malcolm. Tita, you can go ahead if you'd like.
I don't think so. Some animals are raised for necessities, like cattle, like that.
makes sense. Thank you for sharing. Luan.
I think the animals can have like similar to humans because the animals live and have feelings and have any other opportunity for live. But it's different. The human can speak, walking, the animal running and eat when the animals need. I think the animals need rights for live and breathe and yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mhm.
Oh, anybody else would like to share? What do you think? Diego.
Yeah, I think, sorry.
That's all right. You can go
Mhm.
ahead.
Yeah, I think animal doesn't want to get the same rights as human because they can get some different kind of rights because some animals are dangerous. So we have to keep them away from humans. So and I also think if the animals have same right, all the animals get the rights equal. But we can kill some kind of animals like
Yeah.
sheep, chick, or something. But some other animals are not. We cannot kill some other animals.
I hear you. Thank you for sharing. Diego, would you like to share?
Yes, I think as a human being, we are more complex than animals. So I don't think the animals that have the same rights. You know, I think that they should have rights, but not similar to the human beings. You know.
I hear you. Very interesting. It sounds like most of us agree on this, that animals should have some rights, but maybe not the same exact rights as humans, based on our differences, because we are humans versus animals. Very interesting. Thank you all.
Some of them don't have right. Just like Emma say, the animal have right, but some of them don't have right because they not one have to take care of them sometimes, so they're not right.
You're right. You're right. Exactly. And so this is my next question. Is it ever ethical to keep animals in captivity, like in a zoo, in an aquarium? And maybe captivity is not always as beautiful as a zoo. Sometimes it's negative. When is it ethical? Diego, go ahead.
Okay. We have in Brazil one animal called arara azul. You know.
I've heard of it.
German come to Brazil and bought this illegal because we can't buy. I don't know how to say Sylvester animal. So they come to Brazil and bought this animal and take to German. So in Brazil, the arara azul become extinct. So the Brazil government, they need to buy this arara azul from this guy in Germany.
Wow.
And yes, and putting in I don't know
captivity?
Captivity?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. And then they put in the nature again.
Wow. That is something.
So
no, go ahead.
yeah,
Sorry, you can finish.
No, so that depends, you know.
Yes.
This guy, German, they save the species. So I think in this case, I agree with this.
I hear you. That's a great point. If there is an animal that needs to be saved from being extinct, or if they are injured, maybe they need to be in captivity in a healthy way, in a safe way, loving way for some time.
Me,
Yes.
sometimes you not to keep them in the zoo. Sometimes you can make a pet and keep them in there. Sometimes you not keep them in a zoo because remember, the zoo is about animal, like where you go to see animal and them toughness. Sometimes you can make a cage and put them in there. Sometimes you not have them in a zoo.
Yeah. I hear you, Malcolm. I hear you. You're right. It's really difficult. And sometimes there's also animal refuge places that will save animals. So maybe you'll see wildlife refuge, a bird refuge, where they will save these animals. And they're technically in captivity, but it's not harmful. It's actually helpful for them. But we've also seen some cases of captivity where an animal is kept for either like poaching reasons or in general a zoo that is maybe not very ethically run. So it depends. Thank you guys. Would anybody else like to share their ideas about this? Personally, for example, I love going to the zoo. I love being able to see the animals from different countries, but I also feel that personal confliction about going to the zoo when these animals maybe could be in the wild. But a lot of times now at the zoo, they have animals that really can't live in the wild anymore. And so it's actually safer for them to be there. But it all depends on the zoo's practices, for sure. Now, I'm going to ask you guys about food now, because we're talking about animals. Is anybody here a vegetarian or a vegan?
Yeah. They don't eat animal products.
Nice.
Me is not vegetarian. Me eat anything. Me eat chicken, me eat baked chicken, me eat fried chicken, and me eat pork. It's not vegetarian.
You eat all meat. I hear you.
I mean meat.
So we have some different vocabulary words here. We have vegetarian, or titles. We have vegan. Do you guys know the name when somebody eats fish, but they don't eat other meat? For fish, there's a specific name. In English, it's a pescatarian. The word like peixe in Portuguese, I believe, fish. So pescatarian kind of comes from that Latin word, where they will eat fish as their kind of protein source, but they won't eat other meat. Now, if somebody is a vegan, they don't eat any animal products, even something like honey from a bee, they will not eat if they're vegan. Eggs, and that can be tough. For some people, it depends really on your home life and your diet. But there are people, many people choose to become vegan or vegetarian for so many reasons. And one of the reasons, not the only reason, but one of the reasons is because of animal rights, the treatment of animals. I wanted to ask you, what do you know about the farming with animals, either in the United States or in your country? Here in the United States, we talk about big farms, farms with cows, farms with chickens, and the problems that happen because these farms are overcrowded or they're not treating the animals well. Have you heard of that in your home before?
No. In a year of that in my home, but in a year of that.
So, Malcolm,
sometimes you treat the animal them bad clean because sometimes you don't feed them. Because sometimes you got people that they lead astray and people poison them, kill them because they don't feed them. You hunger, eat, but you not feed them, give them bone and they supplement them, get a little bit fatter, you not feed them, you just let them lead astray.
Thank you. I think it's really important to think about these things when we're having these kinds of discussions. Thank you. I know this is definitely in the US a big debate. Right now, something that's happened is bird flu. Have you heard about the bird flu epidemic happening in the United States right now?
Yeah, I heard about that because in our state we cannot get eggs.
Exactly.
Of eggs, yeah.
Exactly. So in the United States right now, many of the birds, the chickens, especially the chickens, are going through an illness called bird flu, we call it, avian flu. And it's killing chickens and it's shortening the egg supply. And so purchasing eggs in the United States is actually a little difficult right now because so many chickens are diseased or dying. And part of that is the condition on the farm and the animal ethics. It's very tied together. And it affects people's everyday lives if we don't give these farm animals ethical conditions. Yeah, definitely. Now, would you ever try going vegetarian or vegan? Not forever, maybe, but try for some time?
Yes, teacher, I'm also vegan, but I cannot. I miss the meat, but I have more options. When I don't have meat, I like the vegetable, rice, noodles, or any salad. I think it's important balance between food and fruits and vegetables.
I agree. Thank you so much. I think it also depends on where you live, because where you live affects the availability of the food around you. If you don't have an option to be just vegetarian because meat is your primary source, then that's okay. It all depends on so many factors in our lives if we can do this. But even having one vegan or vegetarian meal per day, per week, can make a big difference in the environment, for sure. Thank you guys, I love that. And so I want to ask you guys, I'm going to put you in breakout rooms just for a few minutes, but I want to focus on this last question that I have here. This last question says, what responsibilities do humans have toward endangered species? So I want you in breakout rooms in some small groups to discuss, what should humans do to protect endangered species? What actions can we take to protect endangered species? Animals that are not gone, but their numbers are low and we need to save them and bring them back up. Let's go in breakout rooms just for 5 minutes and brainstorm some ideas. Okay? Thank you so much. And for those of you that are on YouTube, my friends, always. Number one, you can always participate in these activities whether you're in Zoom or not. I encourage you 100% to think about animal ethics. How can we protect endangered animals around us? How can we make the world a better place for animals because they don't have a voice for themselves? So if you're interested in joining us on Zoom, let me go to our QR code back here for you. You can always scan this QR code anytime, and you can join us here on Zoom. I'm here every Wednesday, but we have conversation classes also on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and some Saturdays. So almost every single day of the week. And we have different levels. We have beginner levels, intermediate levels, advanced level. class with me today is advanced level. If you find that it's too advanced for you, that is okay. You can join any other level. You're welcome to. And when you feel confident, you can come to all classes and participate. We started the free conversation classes back in 2020. It's been almost 5 years now that we've been doing conversation class. And it was a great way to provide even just 1 hour a day of English practice and conversation for people who would not be able to come to the United States to take English class, or don't have the opportunity at home to practice English, or they do want to just practice even more. I think the free conversation classes, they can be so dynamic. We have so many different topics to share. We have amazing teachers. And it's really something that we've grown into a much larger project than we ever thought. So if you ever want to join our conversation class on Zoom, for sure, please, we would love that. I would love to see you here. I could talk forever, and I want you to talk with me. It's not a conversation if it's just me. So we have the QR code, and we have a WhatsApp group. I don't know if you knew that, but we do have a WhatsApp group that you can join so that you can receive the link, the topics, the names of the teacher. I definitely think we can do that. So please join our WhatsApp group, join our Zoom here today. If you can't join today, join tomorrow, join Friday. Any day is helpful. Even just 1 hour a day of listening to English class, to practicing, is so helpful in your everyday life when you're trying to improve your English. So our friends in the breakout rooms right now have just about 2 minutes left. And what they are doing is they are working on what responsibilities do humans have to protect endangered species. When we have animals on our endangered species list that are slowly becoming more and more endangered and close to extinct, for the environment, for the world, it's very concerning. And so as humans, we have some responsibility to protect these endangered animals and to bring them back. So that's something that we should always be considering. And after this, we'll share our ideas together, and you can sit and you can compare with us. Did you have the same idea as everybody on Zoom? And did you learn anything new? Did you use any of your new vocabulary words? It's so important to think about. So as we come back from our breakout rooms, we're going to share. Okay. Amazing, amazing. Okay. All right. Amazing. You can see everybody here. I love that. Okay. So everybody's just coming back from breakout rooms. And when everybody is back, we will share together. Okay. All right. Okay, I think almost everybody's back. We're just waiting for a few more. We're almost there. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. All right, my friends, I want to ask you, what did you discuss in your group? What responsibilities do you think humans have to protect endangered species?
Actually, normal people must do manifestations and comments in social media and groups of animals. It's it's the responsibility of normal people. We don't have the power to protect them very well.
It can be.
So I think that
No, go ahead. It's okay.
I think that the most of responsibility are in governments and the country leaders. Yes, they are the principal responsible of this.
Thank you. Hanane, is that how we pronounce your name?
Yes.
Hanan, perfect. Thank you. That's a great point that it's not only the humans, like everyday people like us, but also the government has a large responsibility for sure. The corporations, I agree. It should be a collective effort from everybody. Efita, go ahead.
You're right, in me, because the government have a over for animals. It's true, right? In your technique. Right question.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Eftita, did you want to share?
Yes, thank you. I've been paired with Alex from Ukraine then. I want to tell about what happened in my country. So I live in island of Java, the most populated island in my country. So it used to be there used to be a forest in Java, and today there's no longer hardly ever. There's hardly a lot area for animal. So it has been removed to Sumatra. So in my island, the place I live, there's no longer tiger.
Wow.
You don't find. But there is a certain area, small island near Java. It's only for rhinoceros. It's been called its reservation. Other part like Kalimantan and Sumatra, still there is vast forest there, so it's quite good preservation, like for orangutan, tiger, and rhinoceros.
Wow, that is
the least the government can do to protect those animals.
Yeah, definitely. I think the environment, whatever we do to the environment, directly impacts animals. Of course, the environment is their home, and so if we're tearing down trees, or if we're building big apartment complexes, all the animals, exactly, all the animals that lived there before now are displaced.
That's what happened. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I understand.
It's housing. It's housing in my country.
It is housing. You're correct. Luan, you can go ahead.
Thank you. I think humans need to stop killing animals that are not part of the human diet. In some places, kill the pandas or moose or porpoise for hobby. It's not hobby. Kill animals is not hobby. In Bolivia, the government has the responsibility. The humans in Bolivia kill animals, kill the forest. It's very, very, very sad. See the forest without animals, without trees. And I think the humans need more responsibilities and rights and conscious about the animals. Without animals, the humans don't have ecosystem.
Definitely. I think if we are hunting or killing animals that we're not using for a purpose, we're not eating, or, for example, when I think of indigenous people use maybe every part of an animal to kind of respect the animal, make sure nothing's wasted. But if we're hunting animals or kind of wasting animals, it can be very difficult and it can really be unnecessary. Thank you. Khalid, would you like to share?
Okay, hello everyone. I wanna share with you. We can keep the endangered animals by four major steps. I think first one is to look for these small numbers of animals all over the world, and second thing is to keep them in a safe place, and then and then to increase reproduction between them, and also to keep them in their original habitat, because every animal must be kept in their original habitat. And I want to share with you some information.
Sure.
About the importance of all animals. In the nature there is a cycle, that, and every animal is depending on another animal. That, like in China, from many centuries, there was an animal was eating corpse, and then the Chinese governor um, ordered to kill all these animals.
Oh.
Then, these animals um, were feeding on some insects. So these insects became very huge numbers, and ate about many corpse.
Wow.
And there was a huge poverty. There was about 50 million people were killed by poverty.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was a disaster.
Yeah, that sounds like it. Wow. Thank you for sharing. That's very new for me information. Wow. Wow. Yeah, it will disrupt if they kill an animal that is in the food chain system, then, and everything's in the food chain, then, as you said, their habitat, it's going to change entirely. They're going to over-dominate. Yeah, I hear you. Thank you. Would anybody else like to share? What responsibilities do we have to protect endangered animals? Malcolm, go ahead.
You can repeat back what they said me.
They said that he was telling a story about a certain animal that would eat a bug, and go ahead.
Be that say any animal. You can't eat any animal. Because some animal them where you eat, then give bad stomach, and some of them not even cook food. Some of them not even chop up food. And be blood and something in them.
Yeah, I understand. Thank you, Malcolm. So, okay, my friends, we have just 10 minutes, and I'm going to go back to our slides because I want to share something with you again here. So, we had our questions, and I have kind of two scenarios here that I want to ask you about. We'll see if we have time for both, but we already kind of talked about the second one a little bit, but the first one I want to ask you. This first question says, a pharmaceutical company wants to test a life-saving drug on animals. Should they be allowed? One more time. A pharmaceutical company wants to test a life-saving drug on animals. Should they be allowed? Who would like to share?
Yeah, and for me, I think it's better to test these drugs on some animals, maybe mouse, some kind of, than directly on the people, because it's more human. So I agree that it should be allowed. Otherwise, people won't get a proper treatment with a new pharmacy medicine, and they would be dead.
That's a great point, Oksana. Thank you. It is pretty common, at least in the United States, to test drugs, pharmaceutical medicine on mice, definitely. Mice is the popular animal. As they're small, they don't have a long lifespan, and beyond that, I don't really know why they're so popular, but you can have a lot of them. They can breed a lot.
I have some information.
Yeah.
Mice and humans share some genes. You know that?
That makes sense.
Yeah. That's the reason.
Thank you, Khaled. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So here, Oksana says if it's a life-saving drug that could help people and keep them from dying, we could test on animals like mice. Do you guys agree? Do you disagree? What are your thoughts?
I disagree. Because I think it's very cruel and the animals suffer. I don't like mice. I'm very honest, I don't like mice, but I don't like see the mice suffer with a lot injections. Very, very sad. The pharmaceuticals not use one mouse. The pharmaceutical use a lot of mice, a lot of fox, a lot of tigers. That's very cruel.
I hear you. We have some good vocabulary words here today, some more that we can add to our list. We have habitat, we had humane earlier, we have cruel. These are some really good words, you guys. Thank you, Luan, for sharing your opinion. That's okay.
It's, in terms of ethics, it's a very interesting topic you have raised. I'd say in order to increase the population of animals, we have to decrease the population of people. So when we try to improve some medicine, when to find some life-saving drugs, if we're gonna succeed, we're gonna increase the human population, which is the bad thing for animals. So, and it's the first point. And the second, of course, it's a little bit controversial, but it's true. And the second point, I would say, the corporation, medical, pharmaceutical corporation could make some, organize some trials on people. And they do it all the time. But I would say it's very expensive because the people who are gonna agree with this to participate in these kind of trials gonna get paid a lot. But it's legal in the many countries, so I would say it's gonna be the better way to improve the quality of medicine. It's gonna cost a lot, but the development gonna go faster and it would be more reliable. So, and people got money, especially who need it.
Yeah. Thank you, Alex. That was great.
But before trial on people, they should be trialed on some animals.
Yeah, but it's just a restriction we already have. If we're gonna remove this restriction and we haven't obliged the medical corporation to make some trial before people on animals. In this case, we're gonna start from people whatsoever, and it's gonna improve the quality of this development.
Yeah, it's a controversial topic, and if it's like only your wish, it's okay. But if someone push you to sign this contract to be the person who gets this treatment, like experiment, so you don't know exactly, you can be like a slave.
It's definitely medical trials with humans as well is another conversation completely too, with ethics as well. And you guys have amazing points. I love that. Trials on animals are maybe not as costly, but trials on humans maybe give us a better idea. They do give us a better idea on how it will work with a human because it is human medicine. But we know that people need to give consent and they need to volunteer for these kinds of trials. It cannot be a surprise. It cannot be forced. And therefore, that's where it comes to mice or animals. The animal doesn't always have a choice. And that's why they say animal rights. And that's the controversial topic. But for sure, great discussion. I love that. Does anybody else have any we only have 2 minutes left. Do we have any last minute thoughts here about this? It's very interesting. Something that I see now often is cruelty-free brands related to this. If you buy any kind of products that are for skin, hair, anything like that, makeup even, you will see if it has the label cruelty-free. Many products now are vegan or cruelty-free, meaning they don't test on animals. In the past, they used to test a lot of makeup, for example, on rabbits, and it could cause bad reactions and allergic reactions potentially. And so many companies have pledged for animal rights and no more animal cruelty. So next time you go to the store and you see some products, see if you can find any that say cruelty-free. And then you'll know if this company, for the most part, is being cruelty-free. Sometimes they can put it on a label and lie. Then we have to do our research. But it's really important to pay attention to those things. You guys, thank you so much for joining me today. This was a great conversation. We had a lot to say. You guys had amazing vocabulary. You should be so proud. You did awesome. And so as a reminder, my class is on Wednesdays, but we also have other conversation classes Monday through Friday. We offer 1 hour every day for free. So we also stream on YouTube, like I said. So if you ever want to watch on YouTube, you're welcome to. For my friends on YouTube, come join us on Zoom. You saw how much good conversation we had. So I'm actually gonna stand up, you guys, and move to another camera for you so that we can see a better view. Good? Perfect. Okay, so my friends, let's make sure 100% that you practice this vocabulary. Try using some of these words every day. And you wanna make sure that you even are practicing with yourself in the mirror, but that's what we're gonna do. So, thank you guys so much. My name is Ellen, one more time. Join us on Zoom anytime when you're on YouTube. Watch our stream on YouTube if you can't join on Zoom. And I'll see you guys all later. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.